Hey Wheel of Time fans, welcome back to Dan of the Red Hand. I'm Dan and today is Theory Thursday. As always with these theories, there is full spoilers for all of the books as well as potentially the Amazon series in case any of these theories are correct. Additionally, click that like, subscribe, and bell icon so you're notified whenever I come out with new content, and doing that really does help the YouTube algorithm kind of promote smaller channels like my own, so it would be doing me a big help. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and jump into these theories. They are all based off of the Season 1 finale, or Episode 8, The Eye of the World. The first one has to do with those rings that these Age of Legend folks are wearing. Let's start with Theory 1, these rings. Now, these rings that you see Lews Therin, Telamon, Ishamael, and Lothar wearing are more than likely a ter'angreal. And what I think they do is they help the channeler focus the one power and to be more precise with it. Note that so far with channeling, with the exception of Nynaeve, what we've seen is these big arm movements that make the series look like The Last Airbender, which I don't particularly like, but we did have a White Cloak earlier say, hey, those necessarily, I had a sister tell me once that all this hand movements and any words aren't necessary. And I think that this is just how the Aes Sedai and the Age of Legends were taught. We're using these particular ter'angreal rings that allow them to channel much faster. Ishii is a lot faster than Moiraine when it comes to channeling. And with that, I think that this also might be the basis of where they started getting those gold serpent rings. Notice this is a ring that is one circle inside of another, so potentially even eating itself. And I have a feeling that this is worn by all Aes Sedai in the Age of Legends, just like the Great Serpent Rings are worn by all Aes Sedai in the Third Age. So there's Theory 1. Let's go ahead and start to get into the next one. So Theory number 2 has to do with Moiraine and Ishamael. And I think that Ishamael shielded her. I don't think that she is stilled, i.e. totally cut off from the one source. And there's some evidence behind this. One, he taunts her, saying it must be terrible feeling the one power you're feeling fingertips, but not being able to touch it. You wouldn't be feeling it if you were cut off, but you do feel it if you are shielded. Two, Moiraine is still bound by the 3 O's. We find this out later. Now, while in book canon, once you are stilled, you are not bound by the 3 O's, that is not necessarily going to be canon for the series, but I think it will. So I think this is another hint to the fact that she's shielded. Lastly, I think he tied off the weave. This is why the weave is still there, why she still can't access the true source even after he's gone. And if you look at this still here, you see that the weave that he has inside of his hand is different, almost like a bunch of strands that are converging on one point and condensing, almost like a knot being pulled taut. I think this is the exact moment that he ties off that weave. Let's get into theory number 3. This was Ishamael's plan all along. Yes, of course, he would have turned the Dragon Reborn to the Shadow if he could, but I am pretty sure that he was like, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Let's make a real plan for him to break this seal in the Dark One's prison. And I think that he did this because he's using the true power, that Dark One power that we read about in the books. You can see it right here attaching to his feet. Now, why do I think that's attaching to his feet and it's not vines? Well, it's not there in earlier shots. It's only there when Rand is holding that ter'angreal at his face, starting to channel. That's when you see those. And you can actually, if you watch it very closely, you can see that it's moving. It's like moving like tendrils of power, but it's clearly not tainted saidin. This is something different. This is the true power. This is connection to the Dark One. And he is channeling that into that seal. He's touching that seal because what he's doing is as Rand releases all this saidin at him, he is just funneling it, redirecting it away from him into that seal. And he's doing that with the true power, and that is how the seal is broken. So there was no accident here. That's also why you see all the cracks in the seal breaking from where Ishamael is standing, because he's diverting all the energy down into the seal itself, just doing it through the Dark One's true power. So why use the Dark One's true power? Because listen closely to what Lan says here, and you hear this throughout the book series as well. Nothing should be able to scratch Cuendillar, even the one power. But we know that the seals on the Dark One's prison are breaking. Because how do you counter the power of the Creator? The Dark One's power, the true power. So I do think that the Dark One's touch is what is breaking those down, and using the true power in this fashion would be a way to break that seal open. So the big question here then is, what happened to Ishamael? Did he, sacrifice himself to get this done? Did he channel away? Was this version of Ishmael just an illusion? Let me know in the comments what you think. How did he get away? What was he doing here? Additionally, don't forget to click that like, subscribe, and bell icon. And until next time, have a wonderful day and a great new year.